good afternoon, good evening, sunshines. I hope you are well. I'm popping on a little later than the day because I just had a back-to-back kind of afternoon. I want to talk about the business tip of the day today, and this is about the importance of proactively and regularly seeking feedbacks on the first impressions that others are gaining about you and your business out in the marketplace. It is so true what my parents always taught me as a kid, which is you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And I will tell you, as a business owner, it can be incredibly costly for both opportunity and revenue if your first impression isn't a positive one. And it's not about being perfect in your first impression, so please don't think that's what the message is. It is about congruency of your message and being clear on who you serve, why you are the best guide for them, and how you can achieve and deliver results by working together. And this week, I want to share with you an emotional roller coaster and my own personal experience about asking people for first impressions about my business. Because as you've been watching here on the page, there is a fine tuning of my messaging going on. And I wanted to know, how is it landing with somebody who had never encountered my business in a professional capacity before? I had two opportunities yesterday to meet with people in my network to explore collaborative opportunities. And these were people that I admire and respect in business, so I wanted to know what their opinions were. And I will give them complete credit here. As true professionals, they leaned into my ask and gave me feedback. What I really will say on their behalf is it wasn't about, rah, Christine, you're great, and giving accolades and platitudes. Yes, there was some of that in some good areas they identified as clear messaging, but they were also candid on some break points, some points where that first impression fell out of sequence, or the messaging was incongruent, which means it didn't match. And as a result, they were left confused, and we know a confused mind doesn't buy. And I took that to heart, and I was humbled by that feedback because I was disappointed that it wasn't a gold star. And that is a kickoff then to the spiral that I went through for about 24 hours of, did I really fail? An area that I thought was a strength, maybe it's not a strength. I started to question my leadership and my capabilities in targeting the right audience and delivering a really quality result. And it was not pretty. I'll just be completely candid with you here. I did let the negative criticism, the self-doubt, be the loudest voice I heard in my head for about 24 hours. And I rode this huge emotional roller coaster as a result. And I got out of bed this morning and went, wait a second. I proactively sought that feedback, and I needed to put my big girl panties on and say, take it and learn from it, because it was not at all a criticism. It was a gift to make me better and to take strength and improve even further on that. And once I started to reframe it, choosing my attitude, choosing the lesson, I was so grateful for that insight. And I will tell you, one of the most important things I do as a business mentor and coach is I get to be that sounding board. I get to help you really take a look at your first impressions. And you should, if you don't already have one, or an inner circle of many, collectively get one. Get a collective audience who has your back, will lean in with kindness, but will be honest about the first impressions. Because if it's not great, it's costing you more than you can afford. And I know I have that in my business, and I regularly go back and say, what's your first impression? And every major shift in my marketing message and in who I'm attracting has come when there has been feedback about the gaps. And without the courage, I would have not had the result that I see in my business today. And I am still a work in progress. It is still about fine-tuning and iterating. But my business tip today is get feedback and make sure that feedback is honest. And if you were ever asked to give it to your peer network, please take that and be leaning in with kindness, but be the truth teller. Only when we see our first impressions and the break points can we overcome the gaps. And if you don't have somebody in your inner circle and you're looking for that, you see that as valuable, you know that this is an invitation to come and explore what it's like to work with me as a client on my programs. The big win is about helping you grow and scale a six-figure business with high tickets. And it is about taking you on the journey of building your audience. Your audience isn't looking for perfection, but they need to see congruency in your message. They need to be able to identify, hey, I've got that problem. Hey, I think I want that, and be able to be invited into, I'm ready to work with you. And if that journey is out of sync, you won't see the result. It is equally important that the person who lands into your first impression goes, yeah, that's not me, and moves on. And the quicker you can break those into two different paths, the more acceleration you will see in your business. So this is a really important one. I hope you kind of roll it around. I felt like this afternoon I should send these people a thank you note for the light bulbs. They helped. I've already executed and implemented one tweak in my LinkedIn profile accordingly. And the other one, I'm still letting breathe. And I'm still thinking, digest, reflect, how do I build on that strength and how do I leverage that feedback to move my business forward? So I want you to do the same. This is my invitation. Be back here on Friday for another tip of the day, and this is going to be about growing your business to six figures and beyond. I will see you really soon. Take care.